Here now is the Jupiter 2, a culmination of nearly 40 years of intensive research and the most sophisticated piece of hardware. Just kidding. For those of you in the know of Lost in Space, you'll get what that just was. Anyway, this has been quite the build. It has been 6 months to build. I've used 236 LEDs, 1,000 feet of fiber, 2 3-volt motors, a 5-inch round electroluminescent panel, 2 Adafruit trinkets to control the lights, an Adafruit soundboard mini, 2 2-watt speakers, and an Adafruit RF receiver and key fob. Oh, and about 50 magnets. This has certainly been the most complex build I have ever done, even more so than the Millennium Falcon, which I thought was insane, but this has certainly been the one. So here we have the main power button, which turns on the lighting inside the ship. In the back here we have a separate power supply for the EL panel and the main power supply, and a button for the EL panel light, which just kicked on there, which helps illuminate the entire interior, which you can see from a distance and makes it look really nice. Here we have the fusion core, and that starts ramping up, and we have the sound of the fusion core going as well, and the lights which are blinking up on the top of the saucer in sync with the fusion core lighting. Here is the speed change button to go from slow to medium to fast. It doesn't necessarily do it in sequential order. It's kind of hit or miss what you're going to get, but you just press it each time and it changes the speed of the fusion core. And that's just a quirk with the third-party fusion core lighting that came with the kit. Here are just various shots of the ship on the base which I made. You know, the lighting inside the landing gear wells, the little light on the door. I've also installed a speaker kill switch, so you can kill the sound if it starts getting annoying, or you can just hit the sound reset button and it'll reset the entire soundboard processor. I'm very happy with the way this has turned out, with the base and the light weathering I've done. Just extremely happy. And moving on here, we also have a random sound clips of the robot.
My power cells are extremely low. That does not compute. It is Dr. Smith who is a bubble-headed booby.
Also have a button here which when pressed will play the theme song from the show, and also play some other music as well. And here we have a look at the interior through the windows of the saucer. Alright, so it's time to move on to the inside. I'm going to carefully remove the top here. And you can lightly pull and the cable that connects the upper saucer will pull right apart. And here we have the interior fully working with all of its lighting and motors running. And again, I made it so that the chairs can also swivel around freely, and you can position them in any position that you'd like. And another front function here is the pot I installed, which you can adjust the speed of the pulsating of the wall beam lights. You can adjust it anywhere from about 15 seconds up to a couple of minutes in between pulses. Right now I've got it set at its fastest at about 15-second pulses. There's also the hatch with the ladder and walls for the lower deck, which I scratch built with styrene and tubing. And again here you'll notice the pod bay, how there's a faux pod in the back, and you can look around and see that there's a room back there. And of course we have the reels running from the motor for the translator. And here we have the circuit board bay area and the alarm, and if you push the button here, the alarm turns on and the lights blink, and the sound, of course, and push the button again and it shuts it off. And we also have the key fob here. Button 1 activates the alarm and shuts it off. Second button here does the music, which again has several tracks. Button C does robot voice tracks.
Danger, danger, Will Robinson.
And button D has about 10 random sound effects from the show that it plays. And in that center radar console, you can see the spinning motion from the motor that's underneath there. Not sure what that's supposed to be, but that's what it did on the show. So there you have it. There is my Moebius Jupiter 2 build. I hope you've enjoyed this series and gotten some ideas for your own builds if you're planning on doing one. Again, it's been quite an amazing build to do. It's been a lot of fun, but it's also been, quite honestly, a nightmare. A lot of issues to deal with, a lot of problem solving, but all in all, I'm extremely happy with how it turned out. So thanks again for watching this this build, and until next time, thanks for watching. Hey, if you like watching my videos, please feel free to give them a like. And so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, click subscribe.